morning, everyone. It's good to be here at the Carnegie Center. And I want to recognize that one of our 250 Lex Commission co-chairs is with us, Dr. Eunice Beatty. Thank you for being here. As everyone is aware by now, we are 3 months into our year filled with celebrations of Lexington's 250th birthday. January, February, and March have been very busy with wonderful events, and we are just getting started, really. So today we're here to talk about the amazing things that are coming our way in April. As you may remember, each month has a different theme, and it's going to be focused on music and the written word. And that's why it's so special that we are here at the Carnegie Center of Literacy and Learning. So very soon we'll have some really good information to share about the music part of this upcoming month. But today we're going to focus on the written word. Literature and the written word have a rich history here in Lexington, as well as in Kentucky. Once known as the Athens of the West, Lexington has long been a hub for writers of all kinds and types. Everyone from our U.S. Poet Laureate Ada Limon to Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame members James Baker Hall, Gurney Norman, James Lane Allen, Nikki Finney, George Ella Lyon, Crystal Wilkinson, Frank X. Walker, and Silas House, and actually many, many more. And I am very proud to have been part of the founding committee of the Hall of Fame, which resides right here at the Carnegie Center. So with us today, we have our committee members, which is wonderful. We also have our Youth Poet Laureate, Eva Alcaraz Monhay. How'd I do? Great. Okay. We're so happy to have you. We have screenwriters, novelists, poets, hip-hop artists, and much, much more. And this is all in Lexington, Kentucky. And we're so proud of what we do here through music as well as the written word. And what better place to talk about it than right here at the Carnegie Center. So with us today is Executive Director Jennifer Maddox, who's going to talk a little bit about the Carnegie Center and some of its programming taking place in coordination with 250 Lex. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Jennifer to the podium, and we're really in a great place here, and I thank you for welcoming us and telling us a little bit more about the center.
All right, absolutely.
We'll put this up a little.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carnegie Center. We're so glad to have you here today. And she's right. There are so many people who have stood in this exact spot that are now amazing writers. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about those and what we do here at the Carnegie Center. Without literacy, you would not have writers or the literary arts. At the Carnegie Center, we empower people to explore and express their voices through imaginative learning and the literary arts. When the Lexington Public Library moved out of this space for their downtown location, they took out the books, and we brought in the readers, the writers, and the learners. Our two missions are connected, and we are proud to be one of several fantastic organizations that throughout Lexington, including our universities, that celebrate and promote our rich literary heritage. It's no surprise then that Lexington is a hub of literary activity. It would be impossible to highlight all of the writers who have local, regional, national, even international acclaim. There are so many, and we also have a city that is home to numerous emerging writers, so we are definitely not done yet. Lexington's literary community is considered one of the most supportive in the nation. That's why National Book Award winner Nikki Finney said, "I became a writer in Kentucky." It's why U.S. Poet Laureate Ada Limon once said, "The Carnegie Center is one of the first places where I found what a literary community was." In this building, recent Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame inductee Crystal Wilkinson wrote one of her books. All three of them who, all three of them who are outstanding writers known all over the country have launched books right here in this room. At the Carnegie Center, writers find income opportunities and program participants learn new skills. Kentucky writers have a home. Families learn together under the same roof. Children participate in art and education experiences not offered by their schools. Whether you're seeking a writing conference, classes in writing or languages, or writer mentoring, you'll find it here. The Carnegie Center also is the home for the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame. The Carnegie Center changes lives as writers become published, children improve their grades through tutoring, and people of all ages and backgrounds find a warm, welcoming learning community. Thanks to the 250 Lex grant, we're able to celebrate Lexington's writing community through several events. A 250 Lex Special Edition Kentucky Great Writers Series reading will take place here in this room on April 15th and will celebrate Lexington's Kentucky Poets Laureate, including Silas House, Georgella Lyon, Gurney Norman, Frank X. Walker, Crystal Wilkinson, and Jeff Worley. Our Kentucky Black Writers Collaborative's Burn the Mic event will be on April the 22nd, and it'll feature Monet Proctor and Renee Rigdon. And we're also going to have a Larkspur Press broadside exhibit in our gallery all through April that will celebrate works primarily written by Lexington writers. We'll celebrate Lexington's 250th anniversary throughout April, but also throughout the year, because that is our mission. We'll also have special events and, there's special literacy and literary events with details on our website at carnegiecenterlex.org, and we hope to see you there. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Not everybody in the world can celebrate in their city that they're a literary hub. So this is wonderful. Thank you. Now, we are honored to have our city's Director of Arts and Culture with us today, Heather Lyons. And Heather has helped plan, and I think you've been in charge of the month of April, if I recall, for the 250 Lex literary events. And Heather's going to discuss some other details of a big event, a literary celebration, coming up April 8th at the Kentucky Theater. So I welcome Heather to the podium. Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today. This has really been a treat and an honor for me to be able to participate. As the mayor said, the literary arts in Lexington are part of our history. Even before the naming of the city of Lexington in 1775, this area had a reputation as a literary and educational hub. We had the first newspaper, book publisher, university, library, and bookstore east of the Southern Appalachian Mountains. So it was obvious to many of us that any celebration of Lexington's 250th anniversary had to include recognition of our writers, authors, publishers, and other related creative industries. Lexington authors, as many may not know, are frequent recipients and finalists for Pulitzer Prizes, National Book Awards, PEN Awards, Kentucky Poets Laureate, and Kentucky Governor's Awards, and are publishers of poetry, fiction, nonfiction, children's books, essays, screenplays, songs, plays, and so much more. So that is something that is truly unique and special about Lexington. So I want to thank our Literary Lexington team, which for over a year I've had the great pleasure to work with on developing programming that would recognize and share this important part of our city's past, present, and future. Collaborating with them has been a pleasure, and their generosity has resulted in dozens of opportunities for our community to experience some of our most important assets. So I want to recognize our Literary Lexington team, as we came to call ourselves. Jennifer Maddox, Executive Director of the Carnegie Center. Tanya Head, Deputy Director of the Lexington Public Library, and you all can wave. Miriam Aderat, Collection Services Manager of the Lexington Public Library. Celeste Lewis, Director of the Pam Miller Downtown Arts Center. Catherine Erickson, Museum Manager for 21C Museum Hotel. Reba Martinez, Development Director for Institute 193. Eric Brown, member of Phi Beta Sigma and our liaison with the Appalachian Poets, Jessica Taylor, coordinator of Teen How, and also Bo List, who many of you may know as a director, a playwright, an educator, and he is also our director and MC of the 250 Lex Literary Celebration on April 8th. These individuals and their respective organizations are supporting and uplifting writers and writing, creativity, readers, and art each and every day. And I thank them for their commitment toward this community-wide celebration. So the subtitle for the literary celebration on April 8th is An Evening Inspired by the Written Word. Those words are the basis for so many art forms. So April 8th's free event at the Kentucky Theater will include a wonderful array of readings by some of Lexington's most celebrated writers, including our Youth Poet Laureate, who you will hear from shortly, former Kentucky Poets Laureate George Ella Lyon, Frank X. Walker, and Jeff Worley. Nikki Finney will be back visiting Lexington for our event and another event at the public library. Katerina Stoikova, who is a poet and also with Accents Publishing, a publisher of nearly 100 poetry collections. And Danny Quintos, a Lexington poet educator and member of the Appalachian Poets. And because the written word is the foundation and inspiration for multiple art forms, the evening will also present a dance performance by Blackbird Dance Theater with a piece inspired by the poetry of Ada Limon. Tony Wavy will join us with a new hip-hop and spoken word love letter to Lexington. Songwriter and musician DeBron Thomas will be performing, and under the direction of Bo List, there will be a premiere of a scene from Silas House's play, Our Confederate Cousin. So it will be a truly unique opportunity to enjoy the rich tapestry of these many artists and art forms all coming together to celebrate the written word in our beautiful Kentucky Theater. And I want to alert you to just some of the other events that are taking place. Jennifer had mentioned some of them. There's also a conversation with Nikki Finney at the Northside branch of the public library. It Is Written is a live performance and visual art creation with Tony Wavy and other hip hop artists that will be at several public library branches. There are ongoing Poetry at the Table, Teen How, Burn the Mic, and the Kentucky State Poetry Society's open mic event. And throughout the month of April, you can view historical literary exhibits at the Lexington Public Library, Institute 193, and here at the Carnegie. And you can pick up a literary memento at a number of Lexington coffee shops that celebrate a number of our local Lexington authors. So Lexington is really privileged, I think, to have this wonderful coming together of so many people invested in literature, and I thank the mayor for really heading this up and enabling us to bring so many wonderful programs forward. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You want your rubber band?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful. And you have a team that rocks. Oh, my gosh. Thank you again. Let's hear it again for the team. You're awesome. Lots of creativity. So, as you can tell, Lexington has a lot to be proud of when talking about our place in the literary world. A lot of that has to do with the great writers who've resided in Lexington, as you have heard. They've lived here at some point in their lives, and the inspiration they've received from our city, their education here, their shared experiences with the community that we love. So I thought we would end today by enjoying the work of one of our up-and-coming authors. And you met I introduced our youth poet laureate earlier. Eva is with us. Eva is a senior in the SCAPA Literary Arts Program at Lafayette High School. And we are really fortunate. I don't know if you were supposed to be in school today or not, were you? Okay. Well, this is pretty important. But we are we are so fortunate to have Eva with us to share an original piece that she has written. So I welcome you to the podium, Eva. Thank you. Thank you.
So the poem I chose for today is called Landlocked Dreams. Even though I'm so proud to be a part of Lexington now, I was born in Miami, Florida, and this is kind of an ode to my heritage as we're celebrating Lexington's heritage. And it's about something that I really miss about Miami. It's called Landlocked Dreams. When we see undying skies, we can't help but think of beach days. It is almost like we never left the stuffy Suzuki that rattled through the magic city as the low, gritty houses morphed into glass giants that poked at the sky. They seemed to threaten the heavens, sticking through the clouds to get a small peek into a life where someone, something ruled dominion. But not during beach days, no, when the sun shone like a brilliant ball of solid ore that tanned our skin and melted us all into a single wave. The days perfect to roll around in the collage of pebbles and cigarette butts and the mosaic of shells from all walks of life. To eat cold hot dogs soggy from the coolers and cheap lopsided grapes with beads of sweat. We bopped along to the cumbia and the salsa, a thumping soundtrack to battle, with the washed-up jellyfish and screams of glee drawn like magic from the cool waters. We let the seaweed rise to the surface, trapping the creatures in its grasp for us to explore and grab onto, like our own personal circus in our palms. The thick smell of white minerals caked on our skin, filled our lungs for days and days, a sticky reminder of the days we felt invincible and lived like there was no tomorrow. Thank you.
I can picture why you miss it. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Well, we're really fortunate that Eva could be with us. And so we're very excited about April and eager to share the talents of our musicians and our writers with everyone. So if you don't know yet, we have a website, www.250lex.com. It has all the events, and most of our events are free and open to the public. So thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yay.